What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. If you're wondering why I've been talking a bit weird the last couple of episodes, I haven't also right on my tongue. If you guys don't know, I suffer from, I don't even know what it's called, if there's a medical term for it or whatever, but I can't have citrus acid in my diet because it gives me ulcers, which basically rules out anything tomato puree based or tomatoes in general. And we had a pizza the other night because sometimes you just gotta have a pizza for the old year, you know, the end of the old year. And obviously, even if you have barbecue basing pizzas, the barbecue sauce is made with tomato puree and other ingredients. So basically, anytime I want to eat a pizza, I have to suffer with ulcers. Where the ulcers appear is it's just in the mouth region, and on this occasion, it is on the tip of the tongue. So every time my tongue touches my teeth, obviously I can feel the pain and it hurts to talk. Yeah, I'm still here. If that was a bit too much information, I apologise. If any of you other guys just get random ulcers and you can't figure out why, try cutting anything to do with tomatoes out of your diet and see if they clear up, because for me that's what it was. Took me ages to figure it out as well, because I used to think it was like soda, like Dr. Pepper or anything fizzy drinks that I drank. So I cut those out for like 2, 3, 4 weeks just to test it. Wasn't that. I started cutting out specific foods in the diet, did a bit of research online and found that it was tomatoes. So this is the team, guys, we're going into the next set of games with. We're of course 19-1 at this stage. The next 4 games I played when I shouldn't have played. I played these games on Saturday night, after spending some time with my girlfriend, you know, New Year's Eve, etc. New Year's, you know, clock strikes midnight, she went to bed, we've got a very young daughter, so she gets up with her in the morning. And I came back up to my office and I was tired, and I could feel that I was tired, and all I wanted to do was play like a few games, just so I didn't have to leave myself with 20 games to play on the Sunday. And it was the worst mistake I made. Playing FIFA when you're tired genuinely hampers your gameplay, especially in the games where it's very, very difficult. The reason why I say that is just because, by the way, look at this, man, look at that. I'm about to get back in the game. Clean cut opportunity. My own player blocks my shot. But yeah, if you play tired, your reactions are slower. You know, you just don't see things as quick. Like, you just play worse just for being tired. So I advise you guys to try not to play tired. You can see from the match stats, quite an even game by any stretch of the imagination. I had a lot of chances. I think I showed the shots, and I think my shots were from really, really good areas compared to his long shots. And I was gutted that I was gone from 19-1 to 19-2. Like, I'm the blue one. Look at that. Look at where I've missed some shots from. Crazy. I was genuinely gutted that I'd lost that game and lost my hot streak to a guy that I should have beat, because I was tired. But I persevered because I wanted to get through, like I say, 3 or 4 games to make sure that I didn't have to play 20 games on the Sunday. And this is the second opponent we come up against. As we go into this game, Baba Okay says, okay, yo, Nep. I struggle a lot qualifying for FUT Champs, so I got my friend to qualify for me in my first week, and I got gold 1. I'm a Division 4 level player, so EA have to fix this. People that are qualified can't do the daily knockout tournaments. And it's interesting you say that, because I was literally just watching Nick's stream, and Nick's playing in a tournament right now, because on the Road to Glory, this daily knockout tournament is offering a gold pack to win. Okay, it's only a gold pack, it's only worth 5,000 coins, but it's something that's offered that isn't offered anywhere else. You know, in Division 1, you have to win. Let's say you play all 10 games to hold in Division 1 because you're not good enough to win it. That means you get 7,500 coins. I believe, is it 7.5 or whatever the Division 1 hold prize is? I think it's 7,500 coins. You get 7.5k for holding in Division 1 after playing 10 games. Yet in this knockout tournament for 10 games, you may well have won it twice. So you'll get 2 5k packs, and of course the match coins and the 500 coin bonus each time. So it's more beneficial now to play these daily knockouts than it is to not play these daily knockouts. So I agree with you. I agree on the sense that EA have to put in a new tournament or a pack reward in divisions, and then it will stop people playing these. Because after I finish recording these ones, I'm going to go on my Road to Glory account, I'm going to build a team, and I'm going to play this tournament, even though I'm qualified already. Not because I want to kick people out, and not because I want to play against easy opponents, but because I want the reward. I want the prize it's offering me. It's smart. It's useful to get these 5k packs. Now, typically the 5k packs are utter garbage, but what they offer is contracts, meaning I don't have to purchase those, potential fitness cards, you know, the off chance that you get a super player worth some coins, you might pack a hunter chemistry style because the chem styles are more likely to come out in those packs just because there are more common cards in there. And yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like, don't blame the person that goes into those tournaments playing them, even if they're qualified for FUT Champs. Blame EA for not offering a better alternative elsewhere other than FUT Champs. And I was thinking about this weekend. I wanted to play the tournament for a video. When FUT Champs is on, you like there's no tournaments. That's it. You either have to play FUT Champs. So if you can't qualify for FUT Champs, you are stuck playing either divisions, online singles, or draft. What if you don't like draft or you don't have 15k to put in draft? You are forced to play online singles or divisions, both of which offer nothing for the reward structure. I think EA have missed the boat here. I hope they recognise it and change it before FIFA 18, change the reward structure, or just add. You know, they have the offline tournaments still that offer like okay rewards, but you have to play against the AI and it's garbage, it's boring. But in general, I would love to see them put just regular, standard, a gold cup. You know, not even the bronze and silver ones if they're worried that people won't play them. Just put a gold cup in. The prize can be a 5k untradeable pack every single time. No coins or anything, just a 5k untradeable pack. I would spam the hell out of that. Untradeable so it doesn't affect the market. It gives me contract, fitness, players in my club that I can use in squad builder challenges or, you know, the SBC upgrades. Might end up packing a player here or there that could be useful to me. Could get a new kit, a new stadium. An untradeable pack. Not asking for much. Not asking for much. But yeah, I agree with you. And the fact that you can't qualify through the tournaments, yet you get gold 1, is a testament to how wrong they've got the qualification structure this year. Again, this is the first year of FUT Champs. You've got to expect some problems, and I think, like, you know, as much as I'm complaining here, I think EA have done a great job with changing what they have throughout the year so far, adding the extra time for playing the game, you know, 3 days instead of 2 days, changing the qualification structures already, which they've done from, and I talked about this the other video. You know, it was before, it was like one lasted for 24 hours, one for 48 hours, and then one for 24 hours. One gave you 3 attempts, one gave you 9 attempts, one gave you 6 attempts. Now it's like this one is there for 48 hours and that one is there for 48 hours. You get 8 attempts in each. That's what you've got. I like the fact that there's structure to it. But I would like them to address the situations at hand, because as much as fun as FIFA is this year, if you don't want to play FUT Champs, or if you can't because you're not good enough to qualify, they are really crucifying you as a player in their game, which I think is a mistake. Marco Capeda says, and this is a long one, so bear with me, I'm going to try and read through this quickly. If you can't understand it properly, maybe play the video at half speed. It might be helpful. Marco Capeda says, does anyone have good advice on how to win more games in FUT Champions? This weekend I ended Silver 1. I didn't play my last 8 games because of how frustrated I got, but I'm finding it incredibly difficult to create good chances and finish them. My opponents just seem to be able to get through my defence, but I can't seem to do anything right. I know this might be vague, but I'd appreciate any help. It's very frustrating because I've been playing FIFA for over 5 years and I've watched several videos on how to attack effectively, how to win more games. I just can't seem to do well, and I get very angry and frustrated because I put so much time and effort into the game and I'm just unable to win consistently. I often watch streams from Nick and videos by people who are good. I watch pretty much full gameplay by many pros, but I'm not sure how I could be effective and clinical. Any comments would be much appreciated. If anyone wondering, my team is a 4-3-2-1, and then he shows his team. And his team, to be fair, is a solid team. Butland in goal, Walker, Smalling, Bailly, Shaw, Rooney, Matic and Kante in the midfield, Inform, Zaha, Martial and Lacazette up front. It's a solid team. I think, first of all, obviously I haven't seen your gameplay, so I can't really help you with like detailed specifics. But I'm going to give you some of my experiences over the past few weeks and how I've grown as a player. But I'm also going to give you some advice just based off what you're saying. You're saying you're getting frustrated, you're getting very angry. This is cardinal sin number 1. It's so hard to do, I know it is, and I still lose my cool from time to time. There's still those games where I just get so angry that I want to punch something or break a controller or smash my screen. I still get there. But one thing I've really structured myself to do right now is, even when I concede a goal, no matter what stage in the game, I try and remain calm and play as if it were 0-0. Because what happens is, you're not the only person that feels like this. So when someone goes 1-0 up, if they're an unsteady, unstable player, going 1-0 up will give them an immediate feeling of panic because they have the lead. So they're like, oh my God, don't fuck this up. So what they'll end up doing is screwing it up because of their own emotions. Remember, when you're sitting there playing your game, someone else that you're playing against is sitting there and they've got their whole own world of problems in Foot Champs, man. Like, you're not the only one that has this huge world of problems. Everyone's got them. So try and stay calm. Try and remain collected and try and play your normal game even throughout losses. You'll see me take a few batterings this weekend, League. And even when I'm 4-0 down and at one stage I think 5-0 down, I still played my normal game. And you know what happened? I actually pulled a game back from, I think, 4-0 to 4-3. The dude was just better than me. He put his chances away better than me. He was, you know, more clinical than me in the box. With 15 minutes to go, I managed to hit a few chances and I lost 4-3. Me last year, I would have lost my rag. I would have ended up losing 7 or 8-0. I would have gone all out attack. I would have like just ruined things for myself. But what I did is I remained calm. I kept my formation. I kept playing my game, and I just knew that my chances and my goals would come. The more you can do that, the more times you will end up turning around those narrow losses to wins, and then those big defeats to narrow losses. And then it's about recollecting, finding a way forward and doing the same thing again. So now these big losses that become narrow losses, and then those blowouts become big losses, well, now you're in a position where you can focus on getting the new narrow loss to a win. So, you know, you've positioned yourself so much, you've advanced so much that you've gone from the people that used to give you big losses are now the people that you're grinding out wins against, and the people that you never thought you could compete against are the ones that are giving you these narrow losses. Like, it's all about just finding your rhythm, you know. And as I say, from my experience this year in FIFA, the biggest thing that I've learned about myself as a player is just remaining calm. I know people have different opinions on scripting, handicap and momentum. I personally don't believe any of them are in the game. I was on the fence about momentum a lot, but over time I've kind of like made my mind up. Do I think it exists? Do I not? I don't think it exists. I don't think EA will be able to program coherently something that can give swings like that when they can't even get the penalty arrow correct, you know? They can't even, like, sometimes the ball phases through a goalkeeper when you take a penalty, but hey, they can manage to code momentum perfectly into this game, right? I don't believe that's a possibility. So if you tell yourself there is no scripting, there is no momentum, there is no handicap. Kjörpsif said something to me that has resonated with me the other night on stream when he was in the call. And if you don't know, he's like an ex-EA employee. He plays the game a lot. He's a very good player. He's actually one of the people that got me into YouTube as well, because he was a YouTuber first before going on to work for EA. He said 3 things during FIFA: bad players, bad gameplay, bad connection, and bad luck. And bad gameplay and bad connection go hand in hand. You see people like Dukes and people like Inception, they can feel when the connection's bad and it in turn turns the gameplay bad. So you've got bad luck, bad connection, bad players. If you've got a lot of bad luck on your side, recognize what's going wrong so you can adapt yourself for it. For example, there was someone complaining on my timeline the other day about how they've lost like 6 of their last 10 games have been to 90th minute goals that they conceded. Well, you've isolated your problem. Your problem is you concede late goals. Fix that problem, whether it be a formation change, a substitution, bring a couple of defenders on the bench instead of just an all-out attack bench, you know. Come the 80th minute, 85th minute, if you're 1-0 up in a tight game and you feel like you need to close that game out, do something about it. Go to the custom formations, change the custom tactics to a possession-based game so your players come a little bit shorter for you to allow yourself more passes. Go get yourself, like I say, go sub a defender out. Go bring a midfielder a little bit deeper and swap him out so he's got fresh legs. If you can isolate your problem already and you don't change that problem, you are the problem. People get unlucky all the time. Like in that game that I showed earlier, you know, I was 1-0 down, it was the 87th minute, I had a goal-scoring opportunity. In my opinion, the shot would have gone in if my own player wasn't there, but my own player blocked it. That is bad luck, but I will say this as well. That's my fault, and I'll tell you why it's my fault, is because I went all-out attack. I was trying to get back into the game, there wasn't much time left, it was time to try to go all-out attack. So I went all-out attack, and if you guys don't know, in the formation that I play, it sends one centre-back up front. Who was the person that blocked my shot? My centre-back that I sent up front because I was all-out attack. So my actions caused the reaction that screwed me over. So it was my bad luck and my bad play and my bad decision making that ultimately cost me the chance to take that game to extra time and potentially go on and win it. I may still have gone on to lose it, but I didn't have the chance because of my decisions. A lot of people will see that and go, oh my God, scripting at its finest. Like, in fact, I tweeted it out, that save, and people were like, oh my God, Butland still managed to save the deflected shot and stuff like that. That's just game mechanics. There are broken game mechanics. We all know it. You've got to try and learn to have them favour you. And when you learn to have them favour you, you will become a much, much better player. I still defend poorly at times. I still attack poorly many, many times. There are so many occasions where as soon as I've made the wrong decision, I immediately recognise that I've made the wrong decision and I regret it. Literally immediately. Like, there are so many times where I've tried a low-driven shot across the keeper and there are two people standing at the back post that I could just sweat it across to for the tap-in. Low-driven shot gets saved and I'm sitting there thinking, my God, why didn't I just cross it, sweat it across goal? So if you can stop blaming EA and stop indulging yourself in the conspiracy of EA being out to get you and only you, then you will learn to learn from your mistakes and you will find yourself a much better player for it. Your team is great. If you watch gameplay and learn, you said specifically you look at attacking gameplay and how to attack effectively. You don't need to learn how to attack effectively. You will grind out chances even if you attack poorly. Like, even the worst players score goals, which is why you can come up against someone who's not as good as you and still lose, is because it's not about your attacking or their attacking, because the game is ultimately designed to score goals, right? The aim of the game is to score goals. That's the aim. The aim is for you to score as many goals. There are so many game mechanics put in place into this game to allow you to easily score, that working on your attack should be secondary to working on your defence. Because if you can not concede a goal, you can't lose the game. Okay, you could potentially lose on penalties, but if you learn how to defend strongly and defend wisely and defend consistently, you will end up being a superb player. And that is why I take my hats off to A9 Skills. Even last year, when I went to his house last year, we used to play draft together, 2v2, and he is just the most outstanding defender I've ever seen in FIFA. I would say, and he would probably agree with you, that I'm a better attacker than him in FIFA. I'm a little bit more creative in the attacking third. I understand the game mechanics and the broken game mechanics a little bit better in attack, but because he's spent so many years playing against the AI, he defends impeccably, and it wins him more games than me being a better attacker than him wins me games. Does that make sense? Like, because there might be a game where I score 3 goals, but I'm going to concede 4 goals, and in that same game, he might only score 1 goal, but because he doesn't concede, he ends up coming up trumps. So I would say focus entirely on your defending style. You know, I've changed defending styles a lot recently. One of the biggest mistakes that I personally make in this game, and I still do it from game to game now, and I do it when I'm tilted, and it's one of the things that if I can literally remove this from my game, there is no reason why I won't start getting 35 wins a week, and that's using second man press. I use second man press to my detriment way too many times, and I mean way too many times. This game, by the way, guys, is one of those games where people might think there is handicap, momentum, or scripting. I went 2-0 up late on. He ends up making a couple of substitutions, and they bring him goals back. Now, I know that because he made these substitutions, it caused him to get the goals, not because of anything else. He brought on fresh legs Aubameyang, fresh legs Musa against my tired midfield and my tired defence, and he got back into the game. Interestingly enough, in the 90th minute, one of my substitutes here, Raheem Sterling, fresh legs, look at his stamina, lovely, gets in behind the defence, plays the ball back to Emre Can, who managed to get super lucky with the attack, and I scored a 90th minute goal myself. So if that game was scripted for that guy to get back into it, how did I still win the game? If the momentum was on his side, how did I go on and win the game? You know what I mean? Like everyone's just looking for an excuse to why I didn't win that game, when ultimately the excuse is your own lack of composure, your own poor decision making. Sometimes some bad luck goes your way, and look at that game. Like, I deserve to win that game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I won the game, and I deserve to win the game. But ultimately, you just need to focus on you and working on your weaknesses, turning them into your own strengths. So yeah, for me, second man press is my downfall. It is just my downfall, because once the way I defend anyway, I chase the ball down. Right, I'm chasing the ball down. As soon as I use second man press and bring that defender out, I've lost. Like, if my opponent reads the fact that I pulled the defender out, just 2 passes and he's clean through on goal. You'll see it. Every goal I concede, or not every goal I concede, because some goals I concede are just nice goals. Most goals I concede are just me just bringing a defender way up the field, way out of position, and my opponent will end up scoring. And that's all there is to it. Hopefully that helped you there. G-Man says, I hope you read this net because I have an important question. I love your videos and think you're a great YouTuber. Well, thank you very much, G-Man. Very informative, and I think you're one of the best FIFA players around. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. I'm not far outside the top 100, actually, in terms of like the wins and stuff in FUT Champ. So, yeah, I mean, in the grand scheme of how many FIFA players there are in the world, I suppose you could consider me, you know, like part of the top tier. My question is, when making a cup of tea or coffee, do you put milk in first or last? I don't put milk in first nor last. I put the coffee in first, then I put the milk in, then I put the water in. So I put the milk in second. Also, I don't have sugar in my coffee. Daniel Gisborne says, hi Nep. Hi Daniel. Should I bother buying informed cards or should I stick with regulars? I've asked a lot of people and it seems like personal preference. Just wondering what you'd do. Also, who is the best striker you've used so far? Preferably EPL, but I don't mind too much. Looking for a quality finisher to build a squad around. So informed cards can be useful and can be useless. It genuinely depends on the upgrade that you get. And so the way I define or decide whether I want an informed card or not is based on the in-game upgrades they get. So I wait until Foothead has the in-game stats. And there are certain informs that might have huge upgrades, but in areas that just aren't relevant, you know? Like a defender getting a big passing or dribbling upgrade. What's the point? That's not what I have a defender for. It's more about, and I say this with the thing that we were talking about with Chem Styles a few episodes ago, you only control one player at a time, right? You see right there, Hector Bellerin intercepted that ball. I wasn't controlling Hector Bellerin. That was the AI that took it upon itself to run him up and intercept that ball. Now, there is an interceptions stat for Hector Bellerin. So, for your defenders, interceptions, marking, I believe aggression, depending on what style of play you play, and tackles, like stand tackle and slide tackle, are super important because the AI is dependent on many of those stats. So the higher you can get those stats, the better it is for you. So if you have like a defender that has a huge upgrade, but it doesn't really upgrade his interceptions, his marking, his jumping, you know, basically things that the AI require for a defender, he won't be worth it. But if that person gets a huge upgrade in those areas, he will be worth it. Specifically, stamina. Stamina would be important. And I personally play Guardian on Bellerin because it upgrades not only some defensive styles, and before the time when this video runs out, let me explain exactly why I play Guardian on this Hector Bellerin. Is because so Guardian improves his interceptions by 10 to 92, his marking by 15 to 96, his stamina is now at 85, his slide tackle and stand tackle go to 93 and 92, and then Guardian improves as well his dribbling. Why would I improve the dribbling of a fullback? Well, first and foremost, when I actually have possession with him, he's a key element in my attacking play. You see it so many times. I mainly attack down the right-hand side, and Bellerin is constantly involved in those attacks. However, the other reason why I like to have dribbling on Bellerin specifically is because it boosts his reactions to 84, which again, in a defensive mindset, his reactions could be important. Like, if my opponent gets into the box and has a shot where the keeper parries it out, because Bellerin's reactions are higher, he could potentially be more alert to the ball than my opponent's striker, even though I'm not controlling him. And also it increases his ball control, his balance and his agility. Now balance and agility are important when in the push-pull kind of debates because it helps you remain on your feet and hopefully win the ball still. And his ball control is important because if his reactions are quicker and his interceptions are so good that he does get that ball before the attacker, I want him to be able to control that ball after getting the ball. So whether or not informs are important or not is dependent on what stats get boosted and how you use them. For attackers, very much the same. You know, for attackers, positioning is important, strength is important, or can be important, pace is important. So if you've got an attacker that's got a huge positioning boost, go use him because you'll just find him in the right place for you all the time. But some people say, oh, I tried inform such and such and he was just not as good as, you know, or only as good as his regular counterpart. That might just be because the stats boosted aren't relevant for what the AI can do to help you. So that, guys, is going to be the end of the video today. I think we finish on 27-3 right now. We're doing great. We are doing great. So 27 wins, 3 losses. Cannot complain about that in the weekend league so far. That is a team I've been using Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out.